Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Empowered Eczema podcast. I'm your host, Coach Michelle Mills. And today we have a very special guest. We have Danielle Ramos Castro, co founder and CEO of International TSW Organization and Magazine. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Of course. So, what I always like to start off with is people's stories. So, how did you become the co founder and CEO of a TSW organization? What is your history with eczema and TSW and all of that?
Yeah, so it's a pretty long story. 27 years old, I turned this year, and I had eczema as a child. I want to say around 3, 4, 5. I had them in the normal areas, is what my mom tells me. So I had them in the folds of my arms, behind my knees. The typical medication for eczema is topical steroids. So as a child, I use, I believe, class 2 and 3 steroids for these spots. And gradually, the eczema spread, and so I was a heavy topical steroid user, being that the rash spread and we weren't sure what was causing it. So for around I would say 26 years, I've been using steroids, obviously going up every so often. So I was left off on class 4, which is triamcinolone. I was using that twice a day, all over my body. It was like a mixed ointment. And simply it was because I was told growing up, they weren't sure what was causing the rash and the widespread rash. They believed it was an immune response, so that the only way to calm my immune system was to use the steroids every day, twice a day on my whole body, so that the rash wouldn't pop up, is like what the regimen was. So I was doing that for many years. I want to say when I was 16, I think I went through my first topical steroid withdrawal, which I went to a children's hospital in St. Petersburg, where they taught us the wet to dry wrap method, where I was wrapped in wet gauze, steroids first, wet gauze, and sleep in that. So I did that when I was the age of 16. And obviously I came back perfect because I was using steroids for just a longer period of time, all night, instead of just like putting it on and going about your day. So I believe that was my first TSW, but we fast forward 10 years. I was at the age 26 when my face was swelling up. I had not a reason why. I was still using steroids. Then slowly, like, my neck started getting red. Wasn't sure why. I had went to the hospital where they recommended injected steroids, where I felt like that wasn't needed, or it was just kind of weird. And then I actually went to a doctor in Miami who instructed me to stop steroids and actually to go on Protopic. And so I was prescribed Protopic and JAK inhibitors. And that was January 2023, which was last year. And that's when I realized at the age 26, something is wrong. And this just doesn't seem normal to these creams and to need steroid injections, and I don't have an autoimmune disease. So I decided to do my own research. And so January of last year, I came to the conclusion that I was going through topical steroid withdrawal, especially with the amount that I was using. I knew that I was probably more likely to have that after 26 years of steroids use. So obviously very depressed, down. I'm red all over, hurting, burning, and everything. After researching, day and night, because I couldn't sleep or anything, I found Kyle and Marietta, where I learned about cold atmospheric plasma. And so by withdrawal month 4, so April of 2023, I was on a flight to Thailand, and I received cold atmospheric plasma. And that treatment has helped a lot. Obviously, it's not a cure, but it has helped with my symptoms. Helped. I can walk. I had it on my feet. My feet are much better. My hands are much better. So yes, it has really helped me get to like a good functioning, maybe not normal, not perfect, but definitely a better functioning than I was last year. But while my time in Thailand, I met beautiful people, obviously going through this awful condition. And when I met Melissa and Ava, we had a strong desire, urge, calling to create something for our condition. Since it changed all of our lives, we would not have met each other if it wasn't for the condition. Like, everyone's lives, we all were in such different places in the world. I mean, Melissa's from Ireland, Ava's from Switzerland. We would have never met each other if it wasn't for this condition. So we came together, and it was Ava's idea to create a magazine showcasing all of the resources, all of just anything TSW, anything. If you are a TSW who writes poems, who draws, who does AI art, who does music, who writes books, anything, we would love to showcase that and just show that, one, there's one for all resources for TSW, and two, there is a community and a place to show that, yes, this sucks, but we are still human and we have, other things going. Life doesn't stop at TSW. So so that kind of magazine was made last year. October 2023 is when we launched the first issue. We had a small party in Thailand, and we decided that we will release every April and October of every year. So there will be 2 issues every year containing all things topical steroid withdrawal.
Wow. Congratulations. And I think what the most beautiful part about all of that is taking something that is so debilitating and kind of removing yourself from it and realizing, hey, I need to empower other people going through this and give them some sort of resource for this. And I think that's absolutely beautiful. And you guys are amazing for, I think TSW, topical steroid withdrawal, is such a awful condition to go through. And it is so severe and it is so life-changing. And to take yourself out of the seat of being a victim and into someone who can give back to the community is really, really beautiful. I do have a question. So now you're about a year and a couple months in. What are the top things that have really helped you through this other than CAP, the cold atmospheric plasma?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are other things that you've found supplement-wise or anything topical that really helps you? What is your journey kind of like now? What are your
Of course. So along with CAP, I am trying to do some sort of moisture withdrawal. So I actually do not use anything topical. If I do, I use the CJ serum, which was made by the Thailand CAP clinic owner. He made it specifically for TSW skin. So I do use that on my face, or mostly my face, but normally I don't use anything. And then what helped me other than CAP is just learning about topical steroid withdrawal, understanding how I am this condition, what is my body going through, what is it trying to do? It is trying to repair itself. It's trying to really get rid of the drug that I was using for years. So really understanding that has helped me with my mind and healing, because just understanding your condition, understanding what you're going through, honestly helps healing mindset. So that's very helpful. But the other biggest component is irritants. So once I learned that there are chemicals that, since our skin barrier is very thin, we cannot handle, such as perfumes, bleach, cleaning products, disinfectants, just things of that nature, I have completely cut out. So I live a low toxic lifestyle. I clean with vinegar and water, steam, but I feel like these things has helped tremendously. Once I cut out all the chemicals and stuff, my redness went down. I am dry, which is a good healing sign. Dry, flaky, super dry. My husband makes a joke. The K-pop song Super Shy? He sings super dry, super dry. So that has helped a lot. And I do want to say, for scratching, mittens and fake nails have helped with the damage also. So those are like my go-to, what I do to deal with my TSW, especially so early in it, trying to make sure my flares are manageable.
Thank you for that. Mental is a huge thing with this condition. Do you have tips for people listening who maybe they're considering starting to go through the process of TSW, but they're scared? What advice do you have for someone who's on the fence and going back and forth?
Yes. So for anyone who thinks that they might be a topical steroid addict and are scared of withdrawing, I would recommend educating yourself. Knowledge is power. Understand maybe the medications you have taken, understand other people's experience with that withdrawal, understand the different treatment types, understand how to manage your symptoms, how to manage to be somewhat comfortable. It is not comfortable. It will not be fun. It is not a fun condition, but if you are truly willing to get off this drug, then knowledge is truly power. And we try to empower you with our magazine. Lots of treatment options are on there. We don't just talk about, I'm doing CAP personally, but I have TSW friends doing different treatments and getting all different results. So just understanding yourself, getting knowledge on what you can do on the different treatment options, and really relearning your body. This is a great opportunity to relearn who you are, how you are, what you cannot eat, or any of these things. It's really to get to know yourself.
I really like that mindset towards it. And I'm, again, very glad that magazine is such a great resource for people, and you're bringing together all these different things. And it's not just about the treatment that you did, but what is the rest of the community doing there with all of that. So going back to the mental struggles. So now someone is in the process of going through TSW and it's very difficult. Maybe they just got hospitalized and they're panicking. What sort of mindset tips did you personally use during those really hard times?
So my times are really tough, and I apologize if I cry.
It's okay.
Sorry. But in the beginning, once I educated myself on what I was going through, I was very sad. I was in a place that I didn't think I would make it. Okay. So in the beginning, it's really hard, and it's hard to give advice on how to keep going, right? Because when you're bedridden and your skin is falling off and you're in constant pain and doctors are telling you it's just a rash and there's just no relief in any way, like, it's really hard to be positive. So a support system is very important. I'm married, I have a husband, I had my mom help me. So those things were very, very helpful in remembering that, yes, this may be a long time, but there are other people around me who need me and who would be very sad if I was not here. So that was something that helped me a lot personally. But to be honest, I haven't figured out how to be that positive or positive in such a dark place. This disease, it really, really takes it on you. So it's really hard, but just trying to get a support system. I mean, we try to be that for some people as a nonprofit organization. I try to connect people who may not have a support system, may not have a husband, a mother, or just people around them. Oh, sorry, my dogs.
It's okay.
But just having just us as a community-based magazine, just trying to connect people. Recently, there was someone, let me get her name because I don't want to butcher it. But someone messaged us, not even knowing of the condition, but after finding our magazine and finding just the resources to help her understand her symptoms and what she may be going through, and understanding what cream she used and etc. Her name's Sabrina. She's in California, and so there was a person that I had met during my time in Thailand who's also in California. So kind of connecting them and so that she's not alone. She, you know, and that's Jenny, my friend Jenny, TSW in California. She, I mean, helped Sabrina understand her condition, understand, you know, she's not alone. Any questions she had, she was able to answer. And, you know, I hope that they may meet up and just have that support system, because one thing that I definitely learned in Thailand, just having people around you who know what you're going through is truly, truly healing. They understand, they are scratching with you, they are flaking with you, they are dry with you. You know, it's we're truly, truly together. So I would say very helpful that if you're going through it and it's like the beginning, just try to reach out to the community. We are here. I truly understand. So we would love to do whatever we can to kind of help with that mindset in the beginning. Yeah.
First off, thank you so much for your vulnerability, because I know it's about probably one of the hardest things you've ever gone through. And thank you for sharing that, because I think if anyone is listening to this who just feels so alone and is going through a hard time, just hearing, you know, they're not alone. You also went through something very difficult, and there is a community there willing to support is really beautiful. So thank you so much for coming on to this podcast and sharing about your nonprofit, the magazine, and all of that, and especially your own story, because I know that's a lot. And I just really appreciate you taking the time to open up and share.
Yes, thank you so much for having us and allowing us to have this platform to share, you know, our mission, our.
Well, if you want to follow Danielle and her organization, I'm going to have everything in the show notes or in the YouTube description. So thank you so much for listening. And thank you again, Danielle, for coming on the podcast.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Take care.
Thank you.